I got to give a proper golf clap. Make that a proper Masters golf clap to one Rory McIlroy. I am not a Rory hater by any stretch of the imagination. I'm a Rory doubter. So when it came to today, when it came to about 12 hours ago, as you're getting ready for the final round, everyone and their mother, I'm sure 99% of you listening right now, were rooting for Rory to win. I am not a hater. I wasn't rooting for him to lose earlier today. I just couldn't think he could. I just didn't think, I should say, he could get it done. I had no faith in Rory with all the pressure on him, with all the implications of what a big Sunday at Augusta would mean for him and his career. With what we've seen in the past, there was no reason for me to believe that Rory would actually come through and make the putts, make the shots he had to make in order to finally break through and win the Masters. I mean, how many times have we seen Rory choke? I know he's a 4-time major champion going into today, but the golfer we saw about 10 years ago, when he was going on a rip and winning 4 majors in 4 years, and the golfer we saw up until about 3 hours ago, those are not the same golfers. Rory McIlroy a decade ago, Rory McIlroy today, 2 different golfers. And that's why, even though he's broken through before in the biggest stage, he's won every big tournament there is to win, except for this one. Even though he's done it before in a big stage, it's been so long. And he's choked so many times that I had zero reason to believe today would be any different than what we saw in 2011 at the Masters. Hell, even last year at the U.S. Open, when he had a 2-shot lead with 5 to go and absolutely blew it. He has been a choker. You know what he is? If you are rooting for Rory is like rooting for a couple that you know that you're friends with to make it through, but all they do is fight, break up, and then get back together. You know, we all know a couple like that. They're toxic. They get into a big fight, they break up, but then they find their way back together, and they always promise, hey, this time is different. This time we're really going to change and make it work. And then a few weeks go by, things go up. Now another fight, now they're broken up. If I were to tell you, or if I were to ask you, hey, this couple that we know that break up and get together every 3 or 4 weeks, do you think we'll ever be at their wedding? You'd probably say, hell no. What makes me believe that they are going to be together and have harmony long enough to get engaged, last through the engagement, and get to the wedding? It's the definition of insanity if you watch them break up over and over and over again to ever think something will work. That is exactly what rooting for Rory McIlroy is like. I tweeted it on Friday. I said, I can't ride the Rory roller coaster. I can't do it. It's not for the faint of heart. I can't get my hopes up he's going to break through just to see him the very next hole after he gets an eagle to get a double bogey and just wipe away all the momentum he has. It's a complete roller coaster ride that we've seen this ride happen often and usually ends in terror. And so going into today, I did not think we'd be opening the show talking about Rory McIlroy winning the Masters. I thought for sure it'd be another choke job. And I was ready to sit here and say this is by far the worst choke of his career. And that career Grand Slam, that green jacket will continue to be elusive. So not only am I surprised that we're sitting here talking about Rory in a positive way, I am beyond shocked that we're talking about Rory in a positive way after what we saw unfold today. I mean, look what he did. He not only just won and actually came through on a Sunday at Augusta. He came through despite all of the adversity, all of the chokes he was going through in real time. I mean, the first hole, you're up 2, all of a sudden, the first 30 minutes of the final round go by. Rory went from up 2 to a double bogey on 1, Bryson birdie on 2. All of a sudden, he went from up 2 to down 1 in the blink of an eye. And my friends and I were watching it together, so here we go. I made a joke like Rory's not even going to finish top 10. When you start out that way, missing a few putts, double bogey, all of a sudden now we've seen Rory crumble. And then you see how the rest of the round goes on. After that double bogey, to his credit, got it together, seemingly got past that first hurdle, and actually was in control. So all of a sudden, we're saying that this is over. He's up 4 shots on the back 9, or I'm sorry, as I say at Augusta, the second 9. And you're thinking, this is done. He's won. He's going to cruise. All of a sudden, boom. Dunks it in the water for a double bogey. Bogey on 14. And all of a sudden, we're sitting here going, we got a round now. All of a sudden, some guys that we thought were dead are now very much alive. And it was the least shocking thing ever. A 5-foot putt on 18 to win the Masters, to get the monkey off of his back, and to finally get that elusive green jacket on his shoulders. Are you truly surprised he missed it? Like, truly, seriously. You were maybe hoping he was going to make the putt, but deep down, did you think, with all on that was on the line there for Rory, did you think he was coming through? Because I didn't. And that putt misses, and I said, good night, turn off the lights, this is over, Justin Rose got it. And so for Rory to come back on 18 and have that insane second shot to put himself in position to win the Masters and actually do it is nothing short of remarkable, nothing short of surprising. I give so much credit and so much kudos here to Rory for proving me wrong and proving himself wrong. I mean, listen, like, it's hard again for me to sit here and truly believe that Rory could get it done. I want you to listen to this after the round. He's talking to Jim Nantz on CBS, and he himself was admitting, yes, some of those past failures, they're starting to creep in, and those doubts were very much present.
It feels incredible. This is my 17th time here, and I started to wonder if it would ever be my time. And I think, the last 10 years coming here with the burden of the Grand Slam on my shoulders and trying to achieve that, I'm sort of wondering what we're all going to talk about going into next year's Masters. But I'm just absolutely honored and thrilled.
You heard him right there. Would it ever be my time? Those doubts started creeping in. And to his credit, when almost every single time in Rory's career in a big spot, we've seen those doubts creep in and overtake him, cause him to crumble, cause him to lose. He regained his poise earlier today and made sure those haunts of years past, all that pressure on him, he was going to harness for good and not add to the collection of chokes that we have been building for Rory's career. And just absolutely incredible job in the playoff by Rory to win it. Wins his first green jacket, and now in doing so makes history, becoming the 6th member all-time to join the Grand Slam Club, first time since Tiger Woods in about 25 years. But now that we finally have seen Rory break through, win at Augusta, and seemingly, like he just talked about, all that pressure that always weighed on him every single time he came to Augusta, now that 10,000-pound monkey is off Rory's back, I think what we're going to see moving forward is the Rory of old again. The Rory of a decade ago. The guy that was one of the best golfers, most feared golfers on the tour, where every single time there was a major up for grabs, you could not list one or two names before talking about Rory winning it. I mean, he truly is. When you talk about physical ability on the golf course, Rory is still one of the best golfers in all of the tour. He bombs the ball down the fairway. He's good around the greens. This is a guy that when his game is rolling, he's virtually unstoppable. That's what led him to winning 4 Masters in 4 years a decade ago. And so now that, but I think for me at least, what I should say is this. The biggest reason why we did not see the physical skill of Rory result in more major victories here over the last decade or so has been all mental. Physically, he can do it with anybody. He can play any course. Mentally, we've seen him go into a ball, hurt himself, and be the reason, his own mind, why he didn't win more than he did. Why he came up short more than he did. Why he choked more than he should have. I think all of that pressure, even in non-Masters majors, all of that pressure, I think constantly stood there. Because think about it. The Masters, right, is the first major of the year. It sets the tone for the summer. And so every year for the last decade, Rory has come to Augusta hoping to chase and achieve the Grand Slam. And every single year he would leave Augusta without the green jacket. that pressure mounted. The voices of doubt got louder. And I think that carried over into other tournaments. This is not just a Masters-specific problem. I think this is a problem overall for Rory because there's a narrative that followed his career. But now that he's finally done it, now that the pressure's finally off, and you saw him on 18 literally go down to his hands and knees when he finally broke through and hit that winning putt, I think you saw all of the pressure leave his body. The tears of joy of finally doing it, of finally breaking through. I think now with Rory kind of now being able to play free, and that's what I think he will. He'll be able now to play golf freely because he finally got the one thing everyone was talking about. Everyone was saying he could not do, finally did it. There's really for him at this point nothing to prove. So now you can just go out and play golf. And we've seen in any sport, when athletes are playing free and loose, it's game over. The comparison I love making for athletes of this position is LeBron James. Remember LeBron James early in his career with the Cavs and even that first year with the Heat when he did not win the finals, when they lost somehow still, shockingly, to the Mavericks. And you saw how LeBron played in the postseason. He was tentative. It felt like the spotlight and the pressure got to him. And that next year, once he finally won that first title and broke through and got the monkey off of his back, you saw a different LeBron in the postseason moving forward. Obviously, he didn't win the finals every single year, but he was one of the greatest playoff players we've ever seen. And there was a night and day difference in LeBron's game pre-winning that first finals and post-winning the finals. He was playing free and loose once he got that first championship, and you saw a different player. I think now, even though Rory's won majors before, now that he got the big one, now that he got the elusive one, now that he finally joined that elite club of golfers, 6 in the sport's illustrious history, to win all 4 majors, the career Grand Slam. Now that that question and that doubt has been put to bed, I think we're seeing a different Rory McIlroy going forward. I think we're seeing a different golfer moving forward. And I think we'll see in the next 2 years, the next 3 majors, right, of this year and the next 4 of next year, the next 7 majors over the next 2 years. I think we'll see Rory win 2 more. 2 out of the next 7. I think we're going to see a different golfer now going forward, now that he can play loose and free, that the big one is finally off of his back. So even though Rory won today, and that is obviously a massive story and very happy for him, I think this is not the end. If anything, this is like a career renaissance. I think we're going to see from Rory McIlroy, he is going to be back where he should be, which is at the top of leaderboards every single week. Rory can win some smaller tournaments, no doubt about it. He can win the Valero Texas Open easily. But when it came to those big ones, the Open, the U.S. Open, the Masters, the PGA Championship, Rory should be top 5 contention, just like really Scottie Scheffler is every single year. He's that good. He's that talented. Now that I think he finally broke through and got over the mental hurdle, I think we'll see Rory now near the top of leaderboards pretty routinely in these big tournaments moving forward.